My father-in-law looked down on me when I said I worked in construction, not realizing he was actually working for me. At 25, I started dating an amazing girl through a mutual acquaintance. We had been together for a year when she thought it was time for me to meet her parents. Her parents are project managers in the construction industry and work for the same company. I was a bit anxious to meet them, knowing they had a reputation for being protective and quite critical. My girlfriend spoke of her parents with much affection, but also with the caveat that they were naturally protective and somewhat traditional regarding the expectations for their children's partners. At 25, and immersed in the construction sector as the leader of my own company, I understood the importance of first impressions, especially when it came to people who had a significant influence on the person I loved. The meeting started off well. We found common interests and shared anecdotes about our experiences. However, the atmosphere changed when my profession was mentioned. When I mentioned that I also worked in construction, my father-in-law immediately assumed I was a laborer, which I did not correct. My intention was clear. I wanted to be appreciated for who I am, not for my status or financial achievements. The conversation became tense when he asked more about my professional life, even touching on the topic of my salary. I replied that I earned $15 an hour, emphasizing that it was my passion for my work that guided my choices, not my position or salary. He showed some disdain, saying I wouldn't get far with that mentality, before praising his daughter's career as a lawyer, noting that she earned twice as much as me, insinuating that I should be the one responsible for supporting the family. His tone was full of condescension, as if a man's worth was measured solely by his ability to financially support a household. My girlfriend, noticing my discomfort, intervened firmly, defending my career choice and criticizing his prejudices. Her stance touched me, strengthening my affection and respect for her. She asked him to stop the rude behavior. He laughed and they then apologized, though without sincerity, admitting they had crossed the line. Despite the awkward apologies, the damage was done, and the atmosphere remained tense. I kept my composure and changed the conversation to another topic. As we were leaving, he mentioned the possibility of us meeting in the construction field, given our common ground. With a smile, even though the situation was an opportunity to reveal my true identity, I chose to remain silent for now, preferring to let things unfold naturally. I agreed, saying the construction world is small. Once in the car, she apologized for her father's behavior. I assured her that it didn't bother me. Then I took out my phone to reveal a surprising piece of information, and that's when I confirmed that her father worked at my company. My girlfriend, always eager to keep the peace, apologized several times for his behavior and asked me what I planned to do next. I reassured her, saying it was no problem at all, and that her father's contribution to my company only increased his value in my eyes. This simply meant that he was a valuable asset to me. A few days later, her father called, asking her to bring lunch to him at the construction site. She saw this as an opportunity to try to improve the situation, and suggested I come along. When we mentioned that I was with her, his desire to see me added a layer of apprehension to my curiosity. Sensing her hesitation, I held her hand and reassured her with a smile, saying everything would be fine. Sitting at an outdoor table at the construction site, the wait for his arrival was full of anticipation. His offer to show me what he did as a project manager, while giving me advice on how to succeed, was ironically touching. I listened with respect, nodding at his experiences and obvious passion for his work. He spoke with such enthusiasm that it was impossible not to admire his dedication. As we were leaving, I expressed my gratitude for his sharing, praising his dedication and knowledge. His smile, directed at a young and ambitious person, marked the perfect moment to clarify things. My tone became more confident as I told him there had been a misunderstanding about my role in the construction industry. He looked at me perplexed and asked what I meant. I laughed nervously and confessed that I was the owner of the company he worked for. His initial confusion, followed by deep embarrassment, was palpable. His apologies were sincere, and I graciously accepted them, emphasizing the importance of not letting titles influence our relationships. His offer to make amends by inviting me more often, and even for family vacations, was an appreciated gesture. My girlfriend felt guilty, wondering if my intentions were to test his reactions. I reassured her, saying that what mattered most was getting to know each other beyond prejudices and positions. The situation strengthened our relationship, but she still struggles with the fact that her father changed his attitude towards me, only because of my position. For me, what matters is that we can all move forward with authenticity and mutual respect. It's clear that the path won't be easy, but I believe this experience will help us build a more solid and true foundation for our relationship.